Hey there, hi there, Taurus, and welcome to your personal reading. This is the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, you've crossed the threshold into 2024. You've come a long way. You're no longer in this dark place, and you're in this lighter, beautiful place. So even though you still remember, oh, sorry, tired. Even though you still remember they the past, and even though you still remember how far you've come, you know now where you are, where you stand, and you're not gonna go back. I mean, people can try to bring you back and try many different angles or ways of doing that, but you have to, at the end of the day, do what's best for you, and you, at the end of the day, have to follow your own heart and your own path here. There's many different warped versions of what a rite of passage looks like, but really it comes down to like what you consider a rite of passage. So for most people it's like, graduating high school and walking across the stage and getting a diploma, and then going to college, getting a master's degree, or higher. Even for some people it's just graduating high school and getting their full-time job that's they're gonna like grow with the company. Some people it's just, I don't know, like there's a lot of different rites of passage, but I don't think that any one person can say what it is to another person. I think you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But yeah. Anyways, so we have values. We have too many differences, okay? So values. Everyone has different values, okay? Being kind to people is a popular one. Some people don't really believe in like that. Like they're more like, I'm money oriented first. My goals align with, how much money I'm making, and like I rather just keep it to myself and not really big money sharer. Other people are like, I don't have a problem paying for a dinner or helping people out and they're in need. Like it really depends on the person. It really depends on the situation. I think like at the end of the day though, you can really see people's true face value of their values based off of time and based off of a continual pattern of that time and how they prove that loyalty to you. I think is really what it comes down to is your rite of passage. You might value your creativity and your path of art and entertainment. That could be where you line your values. Like someone who believes in my dream of making tarot card videos, or believes in my dream of graduating college, or believes in my dream of having a happy family and a happy life. Like those are all the different values. Those are all the different rites of passage, right? Like it's all different to everyone. Okay. Then we have the death card. So again, it's finding your path, and then moving into that like initiation of like coming through the battle and like knowing where you stand and knowing um where you want to go, really, honestly. Like, no, not one person can tell you like that you're not allowed to have your own values. Of course, you're gonna probably associate more with people who do align with your values versus people who don't. Um, that's why you have the Five of Wands here too, because you kind of have to just like look past like what other people consider values just to find your own values. Um, Loyalty is something that comes from like proof, like over time someone's actions prove that they're loyal, so that takes a long time to build. Also, there could be just like a fundamental base of loyalty, but then something happens that shows that that person was never really loyal to begin with. Someone who's in your corner, who's backing you up, who's got your back in difficult challenges. That's someone who is loyal, as opposed to someone who is like, I could care less what's happening in your life, and I'm not interested in helping you in your challenging times. That's someone who's not loyal, and that's someone who doesn't have your back, and then that's someone you wouldn't want to associate with. So there's different ways of knowing and interpreting who is loyal and who isn't. And loyalty builds trust. So one value can base off of another value as well. And then you have Queen of Wands. So she already knows her values. She's already been through her rites of passage. She's already been initiated into like the queen place and title. Like, I'm thinking of The Woman King. That's a great movie. Should watch it. But she obviously knows her power. She knows her worth. She knows her value. So, like, she's already battled and won the war. So that's what makes her the queen now, obviously. So that's another way you can kind of see yourself as like a rite of passage, is like, I've proven to myself that like through these challenges that I am a mother and I am a warrior goddess, mama jama, I don't know, like a badass, like someone who is not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. And like that comes also with integrity. That can be another value, is having integrity, which means like, I try to think of how everyone that is close to me can succeed, not just how I can succeed. Like, that's and I'm not willing to sacrifice any one of the people I love's happiness just for my own personal gain. That's integrity too, I feel like. A little, like, sort of. Maybe on like the precipice of integrity, because there's more deeper levels to that as well. We also have, how teachable are you, right? So part of the initiation is, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to explore? Are you willing to venture out of the dark cave here into the light, right? Are you willing to go the distance? Because you're not gonna get to this new threshold, this new place, if you aren't willing to teach yourself new skills. So in other words, like exploring a certain aspect of yourself that you really are strongly like drawn to exploring. Are you willing to learn from the teachers that have already mastered that craft, to have already done that work, right? So if you are, then you're more likely to pass the threshold. You're more likely to be initiated. So yeah, again, death card, again, you know, this is because you need to go through a certain death, rebirth, life transformation. You need to go through a certain transformation in order to see that. Something unexpected may happen. You need to expect the unexpected here, because if you're constantly thinking like, oh, nothing bad's gonna happen, I'm gonna be okay here, um, that's a false, like, reality, okay? The the reason why negative things happen, right? Bad things, negative things happen, is not because of any personal. Yeah, things can get personal, obviously, but let's just say that you're really feeling your element, you're really feeling where you are, and then something gets upturned, some upheaval, some turn of events, right? That has to do with the outside environment around you, right? And then that can lead to you being, pushed into a new direction. Now, it's not necessarily going to be easy. Obviously, there's a reason why this is a dark cave here with like snakes and like it just looks kind of creepy, right? There's a reason why, because it's so symbolic, right? Because once you go through it, you're going to see the light here. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to be willing to walk through this. If you're pushed in here and you're forced into this in this space, right? This negative space, you are not like, it's not to say like you didn't try your best. It's not to say you weren't prepared. The whole thing is that you are prepared, and that you've always been prepared, and then you've always been ready to meet these challenges, and you're not gonna give up. And when you get to that place where you're like, I just want to give up, like this sucks, the part of you that's like your inner voice that's like, no, this is that teachable moment where the people who have gotten lost before you and the people who have wanted to give up before you didn't do that, and this is how they succeeded, and this is how they crossed over the threshold. So now just use their wisdom to help you. And that's the part of going from like the student to the master, right? Or the right? So that's why you have to be willing to be like, I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to accept this, and I'm going to apply this. And then once you have, you've crossed over. So, and that's not just going to reflect on you and help you, but others are going to see it. And they're going to say, wow, like, what was I thinking? Ignoring this person and not practicing, like, being the opposite of like a loving, caring, nurturing person, right? So that's totally up to you to figure it out. But don't spend too much time wondering why other people haven't figured it out yet, because I guarantee you they will eventually go through their own death rebirth, and it might not be as easy as it is for you or was for you, because they don't want to learn as quickly, or they are stuck forever in this endless cycle. But that's not for you to worry about. Honestly, what's supposed to happen is that you're gonna, the unexpected can happen. The point of that is to learn about how to move through that without giving up, and know that the unexpected does happen from time to time. That's part of life. And just learning that and knowing that, embracing that, and being like, well, one way I can avoid this in the future is by doing X, Y, and Z, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's how I'm going to learn, and that's how I'm going to grow, and that's how I'm going to go through this initiation. So that's what I have for you, Tauruses, my little Taurus. I love and light always. Please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.